Hello my little gangers, and it is Yubs, and I have another video. I'm sorry for this coming out for a while. I had spring break and I have no excuse, just didn't make a video, and I'm sorry. So I found some 4 really good entitled parents, and I'm thinking of doing some pro revenge. I don't know, sounds good. Okay, and the first one is entitled kid crashes into Para's car, gets entitled dad to sue, get what they have coming for them. First time with one of these, so I hope I did it pretty well. TLDR about them on mobile, so may make some mistakes. If I do, make fun of me as English is my first and only language. P equals para, EK equals entitled kid, ED equals entitled dad, EM is entitled mom. First thing I want to say is I did not witness this, as I had a track practice during the incident, but I heard all about it from a lot of people. I trust and can promise you it is pretty accurate. So I live in the country near a small town with 1,000-ish people, along with almost all the kids that go to my school. Unfortunately, that means I live near entitled kids' family. When they first moved in 5-ish years ago, they were pretty cool. Unfortunately, it didn't stay that way. Now on to the story. So my school releases at 3:30, but all teachers are required to stay until at least 4 in case any students need help on their homework. This includes paras, who help with our libraries in our school. It also happens to include any students that is failing a class, where they have to stay after school until 4 to work on their grade in that class. Entitled kid is in this situation, just so happen to be failing a few classes. EK, by the way, is the worst driver I have ever seen. Parent was driving out of my school a lot at 4-ish. There's only one main exit anyone uses, and an entitled kid comes whipping right up behind her in her beat up vehicle that clearly had a few fender benders. Somehow she manages to hit the back of P's car and leaves a nice little dent along with the scratches on P's car, as well as her own. Being the entitled little shit she is, she immediately drives off and pretends nothing happens. The next day, P talks to the school administration about having a talk with the entitled kid to sort out the mess she made. When the school brings entitled kid in, she claims that she wasn't even at the school at that time, and that P must have already had the dent and was just trying to replace the blame on entitled kid, so entitled kid's family would have to pay for it. As everyone considers her a bad driver, except her parents, the school decides to call in entitled kid's parents, hoping they'll take some sense into their daughter. Boy, were they wrong. Entitled dad is actually a tax advisor, but always talks about how basically he's a lawyer and has all the knowledge needed to be one. Entitled mom's just a hype man, I guess woman, to her husband. They're both crazy. When entitled dad and entitled mom come in, without even hearing any of the evidence, say that entitled kid is innocent, that she could never do such a thing, how precious she is. They agree with entitled kid that P was lying about the damage to her car. Entitled dad says that if the school doesn't punish P, fire her or something, he will sue P for a false claim and the school for something. He demands that P admit that she was lying about the damage and even pay for repairs for entitled kid's car for the annoyance it brought entitled dad and entitled mom, as well as upsetting entitled kid so badly. P refused to drop the claims and even decided to countersue entitled dad and entitled mom for their claims against her. Little did entitled dad know, but the school had security camera footage literally showing entitled kid smashing into P's new car and speeding off along with the matching dents and scratches. The school and P never told entitled dad about the footage, and he actually took her to court and represented him and his daughter. From what I heard, the second the security footage was presented, he was dumbfounded, and I believe P won her countersuit, which fixed all damage and then some. The school banned entitled kid from parking in the parking lot for 3 months, as well as banned entitled dad and entitled mom from being on school grounds for the same amount of time unless he's specifically called in by the school. Hope that was pretty good. Thanks to those who sort by new. Also, I have plenty more entitled parent stories from this family if you guys want them. They are crazy. Okay, that is illegal either. So like the P did countersue him for money, but what the entitled kid did is a hit and run. And I'm guessing this is in America, and even if it is in Great Britain, it's illegal there. So she should be sued, and she should technically get her license taken away. So, a little more probably should have happened. Sorry, I get really parched making these, and Izzy's are good. So, entitled mom, the salmon tastes like fish. Lady, update. Rather surprising ending. So about 2 weeks ago, I told you guys 2 stories about entitled kid who made a mess in our living room, and entitled mom who complained salmon tastes like fish without taking a single bite. In my second story, I told you guys about how I ran into her at a grocery store, and after yelling at me for humiliating her, she tried to be all polite and invite herself and an entitled kid to steak night. My first story has been since removed. Try re-upload, got removed again, but you can still read my second story here. Now, after all this time, entitled mom actually did call my parents, asking them to talk with her over a tea/coffee. They were reluctant at first, but she sounds so sincere, so they decided to meet her. After meeting entitled mom, what my parents told me was completely unexpected. Entitled mom was actually sorry. Yep, you read that right. Entitled mom actually said she was sorry for both of them being rude and entitled every Sunday at church, leading up to that dinner party. She said after I verbally shut her down, she admitted I was right. She couldn't control her anger and threw the dish at me, which by the way I dodged, but it was plastered all over the wall. After meeting me at the grocery store, entitled mom told my parents what I told her really stuck with her. Entitled mom was somehow able to afford a therapist, financial / life coach. Has been trying to find a job ever since. You didn't hear that. She actually had a BS in medicine, but she never found a job with it because she was corrupted by her ex-husband's money. Until mom got her shit together, and after multiple interviews, she was hired at a local pharmacy and will be starting next week. I can't rely on money from my family forever and welfare, said entitled mom to my parents. Entitled mom also told my parents that she let herself go astray from God. And although she won't be returning to our church, she will be attending elsewhere. Her life coach gave her advices on how to properly raise her child. Entitled kid is surprisingly okay with the changes, and she has been trying to raise them right. Lastly, entitled mom did admit salmon was a fish. After recreating the dish from that day, she really enjoyed it. My parents wished her the best, and 3 of them prayed for her success. I can't believe what my parents told me after seeing how sure she was 2 weeks ago. But I'm glad entitled mom trying to act like a human being. I know this probably gives you guys a typical justice boner. It does to me. But I feel it's still a nice ending to entitled mom's story. Wow, wholesome. You just know now. Entitled moms can be changed. Entitled people in the world can be changed. All of them. So we should give them free stuff all the time. Just kidding. Hate entitled people and only one person. So eat. Okay, for this next one, which is pretty funny. A woman wanted me to give her son my Xbox account. This is my first time posting to the subreddit, but I'll do my best. Well, the story starts in my living room on my Xbox. I was playing Modern Warfare 2, and you probably know how toxic the community can get. And this one little kid, maybe around 12, 13, talking trash to other players whenever he died. He was hot-headed, and I guess you could say he knew how to use profanity. I heard this entitled parent in the background screaming at someone multiple times, which I found out to be quite funny, actually. I turned on my mic and asked him who was screaming and why. He then proceeded to call me a certain racial slur and continued to cuss me out while his entitled parent was sitting there doing nothing to stop him. Mind you, at the time I was around 7, and I really didn't have a clear idea of what these words meant. But the reason I remember this is because of how bad his entitled parent was. My conversation started like so. Kid, you mother frickin', how about you come over here and say that to my face, you caught? Why are you so mad? Because you're stupid, can't say that, and you need to be hanged. At this point, I was confused and stunned at the same time. He had absolutely no clue what this kid was talking about. He then proceeded to call his deadbeat mom to the table, and she started yelling at me, "Listen here, you shit, I don't want your fucking with my son. Either fuck off the game or 1v1 him, prove who's better." After she said that, I was kind of astonished that a grown woman would talk to a kid like that. I, of course, also found this to be as funny as hell and started laughing. As soon as I laughed, she started telling me to give her my account. I then said no, of course, and she and her son had earned it and deserved it for being a good kid. I also started getting angry and didn't say anything, so she went then and called me a not saying that. I laughed and only made her madder. And then the entitled parent's kid started screaming too. I then left the lobby only to get multiple texts saying, "My son deserves that account and he'll fucking get it, you little fucker. I'll call the Xbox headquarters and get you banned, prick." And that's where the story ends. I ended blocking her and never seeing her again. But it was great while it lasted. Have a good night. I love the harassment. Yeah, my son is saying racial slurs toward you. Give me stuff. Give me free stuff, please. Oh, I love it. And that was Entitled Parents. I hope you guys enjoyed. Leave a like and subscribe to the button. And yeah. Also, maybe doing Pro Revenge. Seems kind of cool, so why not?